Today we're going to talk about my least favorite job in the yard, which is dethatching or scarifying, verticutting, because it's a pain in the butt. Then we'll talk a little bit about soil health, how we're going to shift over when this hot weather really moves in. I'll come up, we'll take a look at the fields, we'll take a look at the gardens, we'll just kick around Sunday, and here we go. Give it a thumbs up if you don't mind. So one of the jobs that I do not like to do when it comes to lawn care is I do not like to do dethatching. Dethatching is a lot of work. You'll see here in a minute. So I'll talk about that. By the way, if you don't mind, give it a thumbs up. And I'll put, if I talk about products in here, make sure, remind me if I don't put the links in there, but I'll put a link to our product page on our website, and that should have everything on there. Everything from dirt booster to fertilizers to bug care, grub care, all that stuff. So it'll be, I'll just put a link over to our website and our product page. The job I don't like. The job I don't like is I don't like dethatching or scarifying, just because it's so much work. Every year I have to go down to the beach house in the spring and I have to dethatch that lawn because I have a lawn service that goes down there, and they cut once a week and it just comes down and the grass falls, it gets all nasty and thick. That lawn looked horrible. Well, I also use that, I went down there and I did my normal dethatch or verticut or scarify and pulled up 2 huge trash bins full of crap off there. But I also used that time to put down fertilizer and put down some seed. So if you're gonna do any seeding projects, scarifying, using a Scarifier blade really works well. It's a great way to put down a layer of seed, scarify, get it in the soil, then put down some more seed, and then maybe just do a light raking. I love to seed with a Scarifier. Here, if you've been following me at all, I've been running robot lawnmowers on here. I've got a mix of grasses. A lot of this is common Bermuda. There's a lot of higher end, a little bit of higher end Bermuda, but over there I have this weird patch. I don't know if it's bent, I don't know if it's rye, I don't know what it is, but it's this nasty, clumpy, thick crap over there. So I got a Scarify back here. It just got way too thick. That's when you really want to Scarify. If you have a warm season lawn. Now, these dethatchers and Scarifiers, maybe I'll put a link to the one that I get. I have one down at the beach house and I have one here, and they take a lot of abuse, surprisingly. They come with 2 different main rollers or blades on them. They come with springs, like these little tongs, and then they come with the blades. I never use the springs. I have any grass that has runners on it, I really recommend that you use the blades. You can do whatever you want, but my goal is I don't want to come through here and pull up all these runners. I want to cut them. As I'm pulling up the nasty thatch and thick layer, I want to cut these runners. I don't want to actually just yank them up, so I want to cut it. If you go over to Europe, to the soccer pitches over there, they do this a lot there too. A soccer pitch is like maybe 1/4 of an inch or just above 1/4 of an inch of grass, and they want the ball to roll quickly, so they don't want the grass too thick. They'll actually go through and verticut that. I mean, they're verticutting grass that's 1/2 inch. It's a pretty cool process. Now, they have special verticut machines that do that. Well, you can take the Scarifiers that I'm going to show you and use the blade system and run the blades on it. It is a lot of work, I'll tell you that right now. But this time of year, when we're starting to get heat and humidity come in, if you have a thick lawn, scarifying or dethatching is not a bad idea. We got rain moving in. Finally, we got like 7 days of rain moving in here. So I want to get this all done. I'm going to throw down a little bit more common Bermuda seed here. I really want to push this common Bermuda back on this grass. But yeah, make sure you have PGF Complete, your base fertilizer down. If your lawn is thin and you're not worried about this process, then what you can do is you can just start pushing your lawn. I said this before, the push zone. Temperatures are in the 80s. We're getting rain. Nitrogen, nitrogen, nitrogen. DGL, DGL, DGL. Dark green lawn. Just put out it. You can go once a week with a light coat. Just keep pushing it until your lawn thickens up, and you will see results. Down at the beach house, when I went there, that lawn was basically dead. There was nothing there. I pulled it up today, about 4 weeks later. It's looking great, absolutely gorgeous. And because I really pushed that lawn during the right time. So this is looking a little ugly because we cut it down short, so it's got a lot of brown in it. And then we did we cut it, we did the verticut, and then we picked up all the clippings. And John and Jeff are here. I'll show you that here in a minute. It's just a nightmare sometimes. We are scarifying today. When I went down to the beach house, that is a mix of, it's mainly Bermudas, but it gets cut all winter long, all season long when I'm not there, and the clippings just go down on the ground. So every year when I go down there, the first thing I have to do in the spring is scarify it. I have to get all that crap up. And I fill up at least 2 of these huge trash cans, these waste cans. Today, if you guys know anything about this, I've been running the robot lawnmowers on here, but man, it is way too thick. So we just ran the Ego over it, and we're cutting it down. We can't go to number 1 on the Ego. The Ego it'll just kill the Ego. We can go to number 2 and that's it. And then we're running the Scarifier. I'm teaching John how to run the Scarifier. He's never run one before, so you got to learn how to deal with the cord and learn how to let that thing sort of just go on its own, not try and control it, and it'll just pull up a bunch of crap. I mean, a bunch of crap. So I have mostly like Bermuda in here, but over here I have this, I don't know if it's bent or perennial rye. It's really weird in here. So I have no idea what that grass is, but you can see what we're doing is this lawn needs to be thinned out. Unfortunately, my reel mower is down at the beach house. So I only have 1 reel mower left, and it's down at the beach house. But this is what we're pulling up. Look at all this crap. I mean, it's just nuts, man. This is the time of year that you can really do stressful things to your lawn. It's June, temperatures are in the 80s, drought is over, hopefully for everyone. You're getting rain. You can do core aeration, you can do scarifying. Now, when we scarify, we don't use the prongs, we use the blades. And I've said that I throw the prongs away because what I want to do is anytime I'm doing this on a grass that has a runner system, so if it's centipede, if it's zoysia, or if it's Bermuda, I don't want to use the tongs and pull up those runners. What I want to do is use the cutting blades and actually cut. It'll still, you'll see, it'll pull up all this crap, but at the same time, it's really cutting, and that's what you want. It's really verticutting. Hey, lift that up for a second so I can show them the blades. See if you can see these blades here. These are the blades. Let me get out of the sun. Those are the blades I'm talking about right there. And the blades actually do more cutting. They pull up everything, as you can see, but it is definitely a cutting action. So if you have a really thick lawn, if you're starting to get a lot of clippings, open it up. This is really good for your lawn. I do this to my lawns. I do this to thick established lawns every year. Once a year I do this. All right, so the initial cutting is not a big deal. The scarifying is not a big deal, but picking it up, it can be a nightmare, especially since we're cutting early in the day. This stuff's a little bit wet. The mower's not going to want to pick it up that well. I showed John, you got to clean it out almost every pass. So you'll go 1 row, stop and clean everything out. Go to the next row, stop and clean everything out. You got to get up underneath the mower deck. You got to clean out the mower deck. You got to clean out the bag. It's a nightmare. Like I said, down at the beach house, I have the gas-powered Honda. Same thing. I'm 1 row, maybe 2, because it wasn't as wide, and it's just like every pass, man. So that's one down lane. That's 1 pass. That's 1 pass. And what sucks is if you don't empty that, then the airflow starts to back up and you're not going to pick it up, and you'll just be mulching it right back down into the grass. It is a pain in the butt, but you got to do it this way. You got to go one pass and empty, one pass and empty, and that's why having two people makes this job a lot better. Gorilla cart, we're dumping it back over in the woods. It really is amazing what Scarifying will do to an overly thick lawn. I was just telling John and Jeff, when I came out here this morning, it felt like I was walking on a thick sponge. Now, at least when I'm walking on the grass, it feels like I'm walking on grass and I can feel the actual ground. But even John says, man, it looks so much better. But yeah, that makes a huge difference. Huge difference, getting all that crap out of there. All right, so it's the next day. Yesterday was Saturday. John and Jeff came out and worked Saturday. We did all this, and all of a sudden my forecast has changed. Now all of a sudden Monday, Tuesday, rain, I think both days. So if I'm going to put down something, I need to get it down. The one thing I want to do here is I want to add some more common Bermuda. I want to try and battle those spots over there, whatever they are. I could spray it, kill it probably, but I'm just going to put out a little bit of common Bermuda seed everywhere. I got several days of rain coming in. My 10-day forecast is, matter of fact, let me check it real quick. Okay, so it's changed. Tomorrow, Monday, 65%, Tuesday, 65, Wednesday, 40, skip a day at 20, then you go 65, 30, 45. So we've got temperatures are 82 going up to 93 degrees. Summertime is here. Thunderstorms, pop-up thunderstorms. This is a great time to be treating your lawn. So I'm going to put a little bit of common Bermuda seed. The other thing I can do here is once you're done with your fertilizer, so you've put down PGF Complete, you've got a base 1648. That's your base fertilizer. Then you're putting down all fast release nitrogen, DGL, dark green lawn. You want to push that lawn. If it's thin, push it, get it thick. This is nice and thick. I don't need any more fertilizer. This is where we switch over to soil health. Temperatures start to go up into the 90s. We start to get into that summer heat. Dirt Booster Plus. I'm telling you, Dirt Booster Plus is one of the best things you can do for your lawn. Yes, it will act as an organic fertilizer because it has the corn distillate. It has organic matter. That organic matter breaks down into roughly a 4-1-2, and it will slowly feed. You cannot burn it. You can put it down every hour of the day. You will not be able to burn your lawn because it's just organic matter. But it also has humichar. It has biochar and humic acid, and it has mycorrhizal fungi. This is when those good fungi, you want that colonizing in your lawn. It's amazing what it does for your roots and for the soil. So this is where I'm going to grab a bag of Dirt Booster Plus. I'll probably put out some Dirt Booster Plus here. I've ordered more because I'm using it up in the garden pretty heavy. So I may hold off, and I may just do, I may just come out here and seed, but I'm probably going to run my robot mower on the front one more time on that pond front to cut it down. This is pretty short. It's looking good, but I really want you guys at this time of the year, I want you guys to sort of get prepared to shift over, and the shift is going to be into soil health. Remember that. Soil health is absolutely critical. So one thing I will tell you about is I've been using centipede seed on some rough areas, and let me show you over here. I'm getting ready to, if I can get 2 or 3 days of rain and get this soil to loosen up. So see those woods over there? They used to come right here. They were right here. This was all woods. We had a big heavy equipment crew come in here, cut all the trees, dig all the tree roots out, and then we scrape this with a skid steer. The problem is that when you do that, especially in Georgia with this red clay, this is what you get. See this right here? That's what you get. Hard, rocky, nasty clay soil, and it is so hard to get grass to establish. Well, the pond berm, if you can see the pond berm over there, it's beautiful, green, and lush. That's all centipede. If you have an area like this, centipede is a great seed to put down. It's a very aggressive grower. It does not require much as far as maintenance or fertilizer. It's not as good looking as a Bermuda or a Zoysia, but I want to show you this over here. This is where we get into our natural green space areas. I threw out some centipede seed here 2 years ago, and look at this. This is centipede right here. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? And the funny thing is, when I came back from my beach trip, we were in the middle of this 100-year drought. This was completely brown, totally brown. Centipede will brown out, and then once you get rain, comes right back up. It's a great grass. If you have a rocky, nasty kind of area, centipede is great. Now back over here, we don't fertilize this at all, and we don't irrigate it. Here, this is sort of a natural green space. I've got clover, I've got weeds, I've got crabgrass, I've got Bermuda. We just sort of just let it go. If I have extra seed, I'll throw out some Bermuda. I do have some common Bermuda growing in here now. There's even a couple areas of centipede that have actually crawled over from here. But yeah, this is pretty interesting. Man, there's a lot of rain coming, which is great. So I've got all the gardens going, getting ready to take care of the lawns, because it looks like I'm going to be shut down for a couple days, which is awesome. Now, over here, when I seed this, I won't be scarifying it because I'd ruined the Scarifier. But I am going to have John get the core aerator. If I can get this really, really wet, like right after a rain, I can run the core aerator over here. And then I have a harrow drag. It's like a big chain with teeth on it. And I've got some centipede seed ordered. And I'm going to put centipede, and I think I'm going to drag this a little bit. Anyways, that's the plan. So anyways, guys, if you have a thick lawn, go ahead and Scarify it. Think about core aeration. And this is the time of year I want you guys to sort of switch over. If your lawn is healthy, start thinking about your soil health. That's it. Talk to you later. Doc.